Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey here on Monday, August 26th, 2013. Now, the mail has just come, and I've gotten quite the haul here. I'd ordered some books here the other day, and I, I try to read a lot of the early church fathers, and I got On the Divine Liturgy by St. Germanus of Constantinople. I have On Ascetical Life by St. Isaac of Nineveh. Now, I've read some of his stuff before. Here's On the Holy Icons by St. Theodore the Studite. Now, this guy lived on top of a pole for about 9 years, among other things that he did. Isaac lived out in the desert for many decades as well. I don't quite know much about St. Germanus. And then we have On the Cosmic Mystery of Jesus Christ by St. Maximus the Confessor. And then also we have selected writings, I think, by St. Maximus. Now I think this is primarily composed as what's excuse me, generally referred to as the triads. And then I got this book by D.G. Hart, Calvinism and History, which was just released here a couple of weeks ago. Well, at least was reviewed in the Wall Street Journal here a couple of weeks ago. So I look forward to reading these things. Now, as you might imagine, no day at Joe's is complete without a certain amount of internet activity. Excuse me. We're about 2:30 in the afternoon, which means I've essentially been up 12 hours. Believe you me, this is not the way I would choose to live my life. I would rather just sort of get up at 6 and go to bed 7, 8, 9. But for whatever reason, it falls to me to wake up at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning. So, I did the Wall Street Journal online. Although I'll tell you, the Wall Street Journal's website wasn't working this morning very well. So then I went to the Daily Mail, and of course, you never know what sort of bizarre corner of the human envelope you're going to meet. When you go to the Daily Mail, but it's always supplied with plenty of good photographs, and so I did that, and then by the time I got done with that, the Wall Street Journal was working. So then I then I read some stuff out of an actual book, and then about that time, Paul was sort of getting up and getting ready to go to work, so I went out there and sat with him and shot the breeze a bit, and so then the day progressed apace. Now, of course, you do your email, and actually, I decided, one of the great things about YouTube is a lot of times people will upload movies, and if you can get there before they get yanked off for copyright, you can download them, and so I've got a list of movies that I've got on videotape that I wasn't able to copy on the discs. Because of this copyright code protection stuff they've got on them. The machine sees that there's copyright protection on the videotape, then it won't let you copy it onto a disc. Thank you, Nanny State, for that. So I thought, well, I'll look for some of these things on YouTube, and it's not much luck on a couple of three that I looked for. And of course, then you end up sort of seeing other things that you might want to look at, so you get kind of trapped in this kind of, well, I won't call it a death spiral, but it's a spiral of some sort anyway. So after I had basically, you know, put a certain amount of my life, which I'll never get back into that, I went down and got the mail, and I got these books. You know, the books were waiting for me down at the mailbox, which is always a bit of a joy. Always love to get books in the mail. Of course, you have to pay for them, don't you? Well, that's okay. I'm gonna read all these anyway. So that also keeps me off the streets. So in between this, I did 2 loads of wash in the new machine, and it performed splendidly. In fact, the second load is drying even as we walk around here on the deck, and so that'll probably hold me. That'll probably hold me here till about January, since I wash clothes fairly infrequently. So that's good. I got as I had expected, and somewhat, I won't say feared, but had expected. Had hoped wouldn't happen, but I knew it would happen. I got a call from a woman at church, older woman who I greatly admire, and she wanted me to help set up these tables for these various receptions after these funerals, and I said yeah, because I thought, you know, much as I had groaned and moaned about it yesterday on the video, I thought, well, I can go up there and show the flag, but they didn't want to do it till like 3:30 in the afternoon. And I said I can't do that 3:30 in the afternoon. I'll be glad to do it, you know, in the morning. You know, give me a time in the morning. She said she'll get me later. You know, I've helped her out in the past, but you know, it's always been in the morning. So, well, I felt like a heel. On the other hand, you know, I mean, she says, well, one of these tables is really heavy, and you know, we got to have somebody to heave on it. And I thought, well, you're asking the wrong guy to heave on something, because, you know, heaving is basically the absolute worst maneuver I can do to myself. So, not to sound like a wimp, but there it is. Well, it's a splendid day. I mean, it's you know, it's 82. We've achieved isothermia. 82 is the temperature at which your body does not have to expend energy to, you know, to either heat itself or cool itself off. So isothermia has been achieved. Although in the house it's 10 degrees cooler thanks to our metal roof and our trees. So running a fan in there, and been very nice. Been using my new D100 Bluetooth speaker. I did find one of the movies I was looking for was Breaking Away, and now I didn't find the movie, but I found the TV show. Now there had been like 8 episodes in the 1970s with Sean Cassidy playing the lead character, and I think I'd seen 1 or 2 of these things because I was working a lot. I mean, I was working at the time. I rarely got a chance to watch television then in the 70s, mid-late 70s, and excuse me. And there were 2 actors from the original movie in it. You had this Jackie Ernest Haley or something fellow, and I think he's dead now. And then there was Barbara Barry, and she played the mother, and she played the mother in the movie and the mother in the TV show. And Jackie Ernest Haley played this character in the movie and the TV show. Actually, it wasn't filmed in Bloomington. It was filmed in, you know, the movie was filmed in Bloomington, but the TV show was filmed in Athens, Georgia. So that was kind of a blast from the past. I didn't bother to download that. I did download Morris or Maurice, the Ivory Merchant movie. You know, the complete movie. Now it was in English. You know, the soundtrack was in English, but had Russian subtitles. And interestingly, the listing was Maurice with a Y. And so the standard search didn't show this up. I happened upon this quite by random. So I popped that boy into the hard drive lickety-split before they yanked that one. I have the tape, but again I couldn't copy the tape. But I mean, this is, you know, they also had there were 7 downloads or 7 videos of deleted scenes, and apparently they had 2 extended storylines in which Morris was flirting with one of his sister's girlfriends, and they had the other sister who did not get married had a male friend, the male suitor that Morris had the hots for. So those were 2 intermingled storylines they completely eliminated. And there was a longer end scene between Morris and that actors and everything. Well, you know, his friend who got married, and quite a long extended scene after that, which they cut out, and they had 3 or 4 other scenes that they cut out. But it was interesting to see that they had a couple of other complete storylines that they had eliminated from the movie, which, as I recall from the actual novel, the actual E.M. Forster book, was not in the book. Maybe that's why they cut it out. They were trying to be relatively completely true to the book. So, I think on that note, I'm going to shut up and say bye-bye, YouTubers, and we'll see if there's anything that happens when Paul comes home. So, alrighty, bye-bye.